All right, hi everybody, John Meadows here, and today I wanted to talk about winning at life. Now, what I think winning at life means could be very different than what you think winning at life means, but nonetheless, I just wanted to share my thoughts with you on what winning at life really means. And I have 7 things specifically I wanted to share. So, number one, and this is the foundation for everything, in my opinion. And that's being humble, it's being kind, and it's being loving. So to me, if you own a business, for example, and you make a ton of money, but you treat your employees like crap, they don't like you, to me, you're not winning at life. If you're arrogant, if you're condescending, if you treat people poorly, I don't care how much money you're making, I don't care how popular you are, I don't care how many followers you have on Instagram, to me, you're not really winning at life. So I like to think in your actions, be humble, be kind, and be loving. And I know that it's really, really difficult sometimes, particularly now because everything is so polarizing. Politics is polarizing. I've never in my lifetime seen people at odds and really, really kind of hate each other over their political beliefs. The media pits us against each other. The media tries to put headlines up that makes us angry at each other. So this sounds like, oh, that's easy. Being humble, being kind, just treat people right. It sounds easy, but it's not because of our world that we live in today. And I catch myself all the time getting mad about different things. And it's okay to get mad, but you just got to kind of control it and still think about how you treat people. So that's number one, and that's where we start. Number 2 is valuing friendships and family. That should be part of who you are. And I can give you a lot of examples on this and what it means to value those things and how they lead to happiness, winning at life. So I think about my kids. You guys see Alexander's yo-yo tricks. You see his Rubik's Cube stuff. He also plays football. He plays soccer. He plays basketball. Jonathan, you've seen him on my Instagram stories going through his athletic drills, incredibly athletic. Basketball, he plays football, and both of my kids get really good grades. As a parent, those of you who have kids, you know how great that makes you feel. It makes you feel, in fact, I would say most parents out there would agree that it's a better feeling to see your kids do well than to see yourself do well. It's just a great feeling. It's a great feeling inside. And that's part of what winning at life means. It means how happy you are, how great you feel. Friendship. I've been on both ends of this. I remember in my early 20s winning contests, but I was real isolated. I would disappear and then show up and win a contest. But I remember winning one of my first shows, and I remember driving back home and just by myself. I had a huge trophy actually. It was actually sticking out the window. It was so big. But I remember I was just by myself. There was nobody with me, and I remember thinking, man, how cool this would have been if there were more people with me. And then the other side of that is I'm very fortunate. I think I have a lot of good friends, and a lot of people don't have a lot of friends. A lot of people would say you're lucky if you have one really good friend. But through my life, I've been very fortunate to have a lot of really, really good friends. You know, I think about in 2005 when I got sick. My training partner, James, was there every single day at the hospital. He would literally leave his job when his shift was over, come to the hospital to see me. Every single day. And I could give you a lot of stories about my friends that have been with me. And I think without a family or friends or some combination of both, it's really hard to win at life because it creates so much joy and happiness. So value your family and your friends through your actions. That would be number 2. Okay, number 3 is a tough one, and it's handling pain. And what I mean by pain, I guess you could say losing as well. One of the reasons actually why I like for my kids to be in sports, of course you got all the obvious stuff like teamwork and hard work and dedication and all that, but you also lose when you play sports. You don't win every game. And when you lose, you can react to it by blaming other people, blaming the referees, or you can think, what can I do better? How can I get better so that we win the next time? And that applies to life in general. Maybe you're in a job interview and you're going against 2 or 3 other people and somebody else gets a job and you don't. You can make excuses, or you can sit and think, why didn't I get the job? Or maybe you're up for a promotion but somebody else gets it. So my point is there are a lot of times in life where you're going to lose. And on the pain, when I said pain, there's sometimes too physical pain, like when you're in sports, for example, or when you're training in bodybuilding and all the things that I do, you actually have to have a physical pain tolerance. But it's really working through adversity and situations that where you don't point the finger and you look back at yourself and you self-reflect and you say, how can I make this situation better? How can I get better? When you do that, that's going to help you win at life, guaranteed. All right, number 4 is you got to believe in yourself. That's another foundational principle. You have to believe in yourself. In my situation, there's several times that's been a challenge. You know, I competed for many, many years. Getting my pro card, those of you who follow me know that it took 16 tries at pro qualifiers. I can't even begin to tell you the amount of times where this little thing, this voice came into my head and said, I don't know if you've got it in you, John. I don't know if you've got the genetics. I don't know if you're going to make it. But there was another little voice in me that said, it's not time to give up. You got more in you. You can get better. And that's the voice I listened to believe in myself. I still thought I could make it. And then the second part of that, I thought I could do well as a pro. So when I won my pro card, I actually did 3 pro shows right out of the gate, and I placed in all 3 of them. I can think back to job situations. When I got out of college, my first ever corporate job was as a recruiter for a staffing company. So I had 0 experience. And I remember going into the company, and I remember them saying, what business experience do you have? And at that point in time, I had no business experience. I just got out of college, and the only thing I had going for me was I had won some bodybuilding shows. So I actually took a picture. It was actually on a business card, a personal trainer card. And I sat it down in front of the guy interviewing me, and I said, this is the experience I have that I think matters. It's dedication. Like, to get to this level, I'd already won the Mr. Ohio at that point. I said, I won the Mr. Ohio, and this is what it took to get there. It took incredible discipline, day in and day out, following a schedule, working hard. And I went through this whole thing with him, and he was like, wow, okay, I'll let you know what I think. And they ended up hiring me. So then I was doing that for a little while, and I went to a couple jobs, and then I got a job at Chase, JP Morgan Chase, and I became a project manager, and it was the same thing. They were like, well, what project management experience do you have? I said, I really don't have any, but here's a bodybuilding career where I was successful. Here's a recruiting career where I was successful. I was promoted. Here's how many people I recruited. Then when I got put into sales, here's what my sales were. Here's where I was ranked. So I have a track record. Like, if you give me the chance, I will succeed. So Chase hired me. I started off running small projects, and it grew up into big projects through the 10 years I was there. So at a fundamental level, you got to believe in yourself. And I really believe in that saying, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will either. I truly believe in that. So you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in who you are as a person. You got to believe in your potential. Now, you got to put your head down to make it happen. But that inner belief, believing in yourself, has to be there.
Hi, my name's Alexander, and today I'm going to be solving a cube.
All right, number 5 is helping others. Now that one is, it's interesting because I'm a big fan of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Those of you in school probably have seen this, Maslow's hierarchy. And that pyramid kind of started at the bottom, and it had your basic physiological needs, food, shelter, those things. And then it moved up to, like security, having a job, having your health. And then it moved up to the social connections, which is extremely important. That's like your family and friends, which I talked about earlier. And then there were things like self-esteem and respect. And anyways, at the top of the pyramid was self-actualization. And that's when you're hitting on all cylinders, you're doing what you're meant to do, and you're even teaching others. Now, I know not everybody wants to teach others, but I think when you're having a positive impact on other people and you get that feeling of that rewarding feeling, it's really good. It's a great feeling to have. It's a great feeling to be successful yourself. It's a great feeling to see your kids be successful, but it's also a great feeling when you're helping other people, when you're enhancing whatever they're doing, whatever you're teaching them. For me, I do a lot of seminars. I'm traveling around the world doing seminars. You obviously see the videos I'm trying to put up to try to help people here. These things are all very important to me because if I wasn't a bodybuilder, if I didn't spend my time in this industry, I would definitely want to be a teacher. That's something I get a tremendous amount of joy out of. So winning at life is also helping others. It's helping other people reach their full potential. All right, number 6 is staying focused. And you always hear the term laser focused, and I mean really focused. So a lot of times what people do, they just give up too easy, number one. Like, for example, YouTube. I know people that have started YouTube channels, they put up a couple videos, and the videos didn't go viral, it didn't go well, so they just quit. They said, well, all right, didn't work out real well. Now, let me give you an example of what my team and myself did. 3 years ago, we made a very focused effort. We did a video every day for 45 days, and then we did videos 5 days a week after that. And it took a while for that to catch on and start building up. It just took focus. Day in and day out, week after week, month after month, year after year. It just took a lot of focus. The same thing with bodybuilding. It took focus. If I would have gave up after my first couple shows, which I got last place in, my career never would have happened. If I would have said, at any point in my jobs, I can't really go any higher, and if I just quit focusing. But you have to stay focused, and there's a lot of distractions around these days. And, we're so glued to our phones and everything. I think sometimes we all have some sort of measure of ADHD from just not focusing and always flipping on new stuff. But you just have to stay focused. You got to know what you want, and then you just got to don't get off the path. Stay on the path, make your mind up. And I think those are the people that really succeed in the greatest numbers too. The people who you're not just lucking into it. You're willing yourself. You're almost willing yourself into it by staying focused. So that would be number 6. Okay, and last but not least, have a sense of humor. Don't take yourself so serious. Goof off, have fun, laugh. Laughter is actually good for you. You could do PubMed searches on sense of humor and laughing and things like that. And they actually have different therapies, like where they bring clowns in for kids and things like that. Laughing, there's an old saying, laughter is the best medicine. It's absolutely great for winning at life because you're happy. And think about when you're really, really happy. A lot of times it's when you're with friends hanging out and you're just having a good time, you're laughing. You could make a case that could be all the way up to number 1. But laughter, don't take yourself so serious. Have fun, enjoy yourself. Look, people laugh, make fun of me all the time on YouTube, on my comments. I just laugh. I don't take it serious. I try to have a good time. I try to have fun. You can see some of the clips here. I think you'll see that I'm a bit of a goofball. So anyways, that's 7 ways to win at life. I would love to hear some of what you think are ways that you can win at life. Right now, we need all the positivity we can get. So let's hear it. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and we'll see you next time.